the official website of HEW Entertainment. It's that anytime you have her working programs with Trish Stratus and the top divas and the world champion, that shows that you have a lot of faith in a character. 5 years ago, it seemed like they went from having no faith in her at all to having an abundant amount of faith in her. And I know that I've sounded pretty much like a critic in the past 5 years when it comes to Kelly because my responses to some of the things that she does we are mixed. Sometimes I don't agree with some of the things she does, and other times I'm 100% behind her for a lot of things that she does. And I know that she herself takes from these audio commentaries somewhat of a negative attitude on my part, but I'm going to tell you, I have nothing but a lot of respect for everything that she has done in the business, and I hope to see her head down even brighter horizons, because I really do think that nothing but the best is ahead for her if she keeps on the path that she's on, especially where people believed 5 years ago, people like the Sandman and Ken Boland and a number of other people believed that she wouldn't even be here 3 years into her career. So I think that she's definitely garnering a lot of respect from people who didn't respect her before, and also a lot of her friends as well, who I've had the opportunity to speak to here on this radio program. One person in general who can never say enough good things about her, of course, is Balls Mahoney, who she worked with in the early days of ECW, and it was one of the most major storylines, one of the most major angles that ECW had going for it. So I know that a lot of people have nothing but good things to say about her and everything, and I'm one of them. Like I've said, my opinions on a lot of different topics when it relates to professional wrestling and the entertainment world in general vary. Sometimes I agree with a lot of the things that happen, and other times I'm just flattered against it. A prime example of that would be the Michael Cole situation, where he constantly takes shots at the independent circuit. I really don't agree with that. I don't think there is any need at Michael Cole, given the fact that he has so much journalistic integrity, for him to be, criticizing the independents as much as he is, because a lot of people have to revert going back to the independents when their wrestling career in WWE or TNA doesn't pan out the way they want it to. So I think that commentary has absolutely no place on WWE, and I think WWE should definitely find an eventual replacement for Michael Cole, even if they have to resort to bringing back WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross, which I think would be great at this point in time. Have a little bit of an angle between Lawler, Cole, and Jim Ross, and maybe something would be worked out. That's an example of something that I don't tend to agree with when it comes to the professional wrestling industry, and there are a lot of things I know that Kelly does that I don't agree with, but there are a lot of things I do agree with. I absolutely love her in general, and I think that she's a wonderful acquisition for the wrestling business to have, and I hope they continue to carry it down the road they're carrying it down. I've seen a number of different angles she's worked. I've enjoyed every single one of them. Some of the things that they've done on television with her I haven't agreed with, but I really think that she's heading down a positive road. I know that WWE didn't really approve of the Andrew Martin tribute show that we all put together and I hosted back in 2009, which would have been 2 years ago. But I was there, I hosted the thing, I said what was on my mind, I expressed my opinions, and I think I did a good job, as well as everybody else did, with that Andrew Martin tribute show and that little send-off we gave him. And I know everybody in WWE appreciated what we did to a certain extent, even though it wasn't showed as much as we would have liked them to show it. But I tell you, I respect all the decisions that they do with the character of Kelly, and I think that this storyline probably is the most interesting thing on the two brands that we have going right now, and I hope to see more of it as the weeks go, because in past years, I alluded to this in a number of different text columns that I write here in this corner with Jonathan Clarke, and part 1 of this audio series for HW Entertainment Variety Radio. A lot of the storylines that she has been in have unfortunately been canceled. Prime examples of that would have been the Kane storyline and a number of other storylines that she's been in. A lot of the storylines that she's been in have been canceled and really haven't gone on to amount to anything. So this is probably one of the first storylines, with the exception of Extreme Expose, that is really going to go somewhere and really going to have something made of it. And I do wish them all the best with coming up with new ideas, venturing on to the brighter horizons, and hopefully allowing her to expand on her career. And as I've said before, and I'll go on record for saying this, anytime she needs anything in regards to an interview or an audio commentary or help being signed somewhere, if her WWE career takes her down the path of eventually being released, I'll say this, like I've said 100 times before in the past: we are here on HEW Entertainment Variety Radio. More importantly, I am here to lend a helping hand where a helping hand is needed, just as I have the hundreds of people that I've interviewed here on the radio. Kelly said a number of different times on WWE programming that once her professional wrestling career is over, she wanted to try her hand at doing audio commentary and broadcast journalism. And fortunately enough, I am the right person to contact when it comes to journalistic abilities and being able to produce a radio show, because I've done it over the last 12 years, and I was very overwhelmed over the fact that she actually wanted to try something like that if her career didn't really go the way she wanted and she had to eventually retire. So I'm going to put that out to her. If she has any interest in doing radio down the road or broadcast journalism, definitely she can hit me up with an email, Jonathan Clarke 2005 at hotmail.com. That email address again, Jonathan Clarke 2005 at hotmail.com. Or if any of you want to get any information on how to start your own radio show, you can feel free to contact me through our website or any of the social networks that we have opened up for you, which have direct links on our website. I was very thrilled to know when Jerry Lawler alluded to the fact that she actually wanted to do something like that, and she herself alluded to that. I was very thrilled to know that, because I can definitely lend her a helping hand with that, as a number of different people can, as the radio industry on the internet continues to expand from month to month and year to year. But yeah, I really like the way they're going with her character right now. I think it's phenomenal that it's getting great reviews on the internet and as much attention. I don't know about it in the way of great reviews, given the fact that when she first showed up on WWE programming, a lot of people really weren't talking too highly of her. A lot of radio shows were talking a little bit negative about her. I even had to go as far as to tell off The Score, which is the network here in Canada that shows WWE programming from week to week, including Raw, SmackDown, WWE Vintage Collection, and the WWE Experience. I had to tell off the people that are hosting these programs from week to week and reviewing wrestling because of some negative comments that they shedded towards her. They gave her kind of a negative light, but other than that, a lot of people tend not to really talk too highly of her. I would venture to say me and a select few of people are really the only ones that really give her any bit of positivity when it comes to her wrestling career. But I think she's doing a wonderful job, and if she's doing anything or accomplishing anything, it is definitely proving a lot of people wrong, saying, yes I can, and yes I could. You've been listening to HEW Entertainment Variety Radio with myself, Jonathan Clarke. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to download this week's audio commentary, part 2 of the Kelly series, where we have taken an in-depth look at her firing and rehiring on Friday Night SmackDown. And as I said, the reason I chose to do it again this week, part 2 of that series, and expand it from a one-part series to a two-part series, was because of the phenomenal reviews it was getting on YouTube, which you can access. You can find our YouTube channel directly here on our official website. As you can, the YouTube video of the day, which is presented by YouTube.com, it's a piece of footage that pertains to WWE or TNA or the Independents. The YouTube video of the day is presented by YouTube.com, and it can be found in the official YouTube section of our website. The alumni section features a collection of names that I've interviewed and produced and worked with over the years, spanning from 1999 to 2011. Your name may or may not be included in the alumni section, but it will be over time as the section is updated. Also, our imagery section is presented by photobucket.com. Our image center features a collection of images from the decades past of professional wrestling, the 70s, 80s, 90s, every year of wrestling. A tremendous collection of images are available in our image center, presented and hosted by photobucket.com. Also, we have got for you, HEW Wrestling Network features a collection of videos that pertain to Raw, SmackDown, and all the major pay-per-views. If you happen to miss a wrestling show or pay-per-view, download it at your convenience, brought to you by HEW Wrestling Network in our archives forum. In this corner with Jonathan Clarke, which reviews a lot of things Kelly does and a number of different issues in professional wrestling, can be accessed on our website. In this corner with Jonathan Clarke is a text column that gets great reviews from week to week, and it can be accessed through our website, and all the archives of the columns and this week's current column are available on our website for you. HEW Wrestling Network is an extensive collection of news articles and items, HEW Wrestling News Center is an extensive collection of news articles and items as it pertains to the professional wrestling industry, both in WWE, TNA, and on the independents. ROH